different. I don't know how well you can hear me though. That's gonna be the problem. Since I don't have. Just trying to figure this out real quick. Because it should be, oh, the thing is I needed to charge. Interesting, because the phone doesn't charge that way, so that's something I need to figure out. I need to get like a, multi, how would I even call that? To have it so that, hold on. Turn on this light. I need to flip these. Because I still, all right, that's better that way. Just a Thursday check-in, I guess. I'm trying to see how this works. Because I have it, well, we did this on Tuesday. We didn't get to do it yesterday. We didn't do it. So this is just going to be the Thursday check-in, basically. We're just going to keep on doing it this way. Try to keep on working on stuff as we go. Spreadsheet is better along, I would say. I wouldn't say it's too far along, but we've gotten some progress done on it. That's what I'm working on right now, but I just decided I might as well do a veteran check-in, make sure everybody's doing good. It is Thursday, so I know some people may have tomorrow off. Yeah, and just preparing for all the changes that are coming with the VA stuff. There's a bunch of stuff coming through the pipeline, so that's mostly what's contained, just like trying to see what's coming up with the new VA information. I'm trying to see if we can find a website, because the VA site is like, I'm telling you, this thing is terrible when it comes to like trying to push out information and get people the right information. I did find a link that provides the PACT Act actual information, like the dashboard that gives information to people. Like, it has a bi-weekly report, quarterly report, and supplemental data. So, like, if you know how to use like RStudio or Python, you can input all the information and try to make connections with it, which I will eventually end up doing, because that I think would make for pretty good informational videos. But I want to see what the annual report looks like. See, and this is why it's difficult to do it on vertical, because I was gonna do it on horizontal, because I can't really show y'all what I have on my screen this way. But I have the PACT Act, the first year in review information. So basically, the information saying like how many people submitted claims, how many, it actually says how many got approved. So there's a 78, at least this came out for the first year, and this was in 2023. So the PACT Act approval rate for PACT Act related items was 78.5. So whoever ended up making a claim, a disability claim for the PACT Act, 78% people got approved, which is pretty damn good, pretty damn high for the fact that it's not something that's always there. Not a lot of people don't get this. So that's something that is just like, okay, we have that. It's very beneficial to know that, hey, this amount of people got this. So basically letting you guys know, like, hey, if you have a PACT Act claim, 78% of it got approved, meaning that a lot of people got approved due to the fact that they were in those locations, whether it was overseas or the radiation situations or during Vietnam. 78% of people got their claims accepted. Doesn't mean that you got multiple claims accepted. That's something that I don't see on here. It says total PACT Act related claims approved, 360,000. So it was 360,000 claims that were made, that were approved. 422,000 were made. Total veterans with completed PACT Act related claims, total survivors with completed PACT Act related claims. So it's also counting the survivors that they were. So it says it's 8,500 survivors when it comes to it. So at least you know there are giving the benefits to survivors of personnel and veterans that went through and fell under the PACT Act, which is something that a lot of I wasn't aware of that. Hold on. So benefits experience. So it says 843,448 total PACT Act related to claims submitted from August 10th, 2022 to August 5th of 2023. So almost a million claims were submitted. Out of those 843,000, only 458 were actually completed. So basically what that tells me is that close to half of the amount of people that submitted or filed a PACT Act claim did not go through and actually finish it. So it seems everybody did the intent to file, but did not actually finish filing, which is kind of concerning, I guess you could say, because it's just like you got almost 900,000 intent to files, basically claims that were submitted, but that were completed only 458,000 of them. So that means there was at least a million things, but like I said, it doesn't break it down. It's not giving me the breakdown of the specific of, hey, this is how many days you had. This is not how many days, like how many claims you had, how many people, like the average amount of people and what they claimed. Like I said, this is something, download this. Can I get this? I don't know if I can. The thing is to try to get this file. Oh, hold on. I can do it this way, maybe. Copy it. Maybe if I put it into chat. See if that pops up. Okay, it does pop up. So that link right there, if you click on that link, it will give you the VA PACT Act Performance Dashboard 1-year anniversary issue. It's an issue, I guess. That's what they're calling it. But this is basically what I'm looking at. So now you guys, if you're tuning in, click on that link. It'll give you the information you need, and it'll tell you, it'll give you a breakdown of what the VA has, at least their numbers within the VA. Geographically, it has it. Let me zoom in because this thing is like super small. Projected number of veterans. So in total, so at least this gives us an actual updated amount of numbers also when it comes to stuff. So now, projected number of veterans with U.S. territories. I wonder why it says freely associated states. So it has them in between, and then that's interesting. So there's about 18,592,457 veterans. I swear I hear my kid upstairs, and if it is, I may have to take a little break. Peeking at me? Peeking? What's up, Arian? How you doing, my man? So yeah, this is percent of veterans nationally. So it has a breakdown. There's basically 18.6 million vets that they have basically associated there. So that's something we have to look at. So that's there. It actually gives a breakdown of the states. Total PACT Act related claims received, 843,000. Percent of total PACT Act related claims received. It breaks it down by states. Total non-PACT Act claims received, 1,415,000. Just tried to put the kid to take a nap, so decided I might as well do a quick work on the veterans worksheet that I was working on, and then just try to give people information with the PACT Act stuff. And the link in the chat basically is just showing like, hey, this is the information that VA has over the past year when it comes to veterans claims. at least concerning the PACT Act. It is showing that it does have numbers for claims received, which it has it at 1.4 million. The part that's bad, that like I said, that I keep seeing that is not good, is you had 843,000 claims received, but then you only had 458,000 completed. Now, it doesn't give the amount of claims that were completed for the regular one. So basically, you had 850,000 for PACT Act, and then you had 1.4 million for non-PACT Act issues. So that was just people claiming other stuff that was not related to the PACT Act. But it doesn't give you the number of how many of those other ones were completed. So this is something that I think is good, because now it's like you can actually have a visualization of the numbers that are being provided by the VA. So it's like, hey, this many people submitted a claim. This many people submitted a PACT Act claim. How much got approved, how much got completed? That at least shows us and tells us like, hey, this is the information we need to know. This is the information we're getting, because of the fact that it got separated and stuff like that. So plus, I'm just doing this as a Thursday check-in for veterans, military. If you're on break or something like that, what's your plans for the weekend? It's Thursday. Yes, stats definitely help, because then now it's more. It gives more of a visibility towards what is actually happening. Because the thing is a lot of veterans don't want to file a claim, or are hesitant to file a claim, because of the fact that they see that this information is not there. They see it as like, well, if I submit a claim, my thing is going to get denied, so why bother, kind of thing. So at least this takes that mentality or that thought process away, where it's just like, hey, if you know that almost 80% of claims that were submitted were actually accepted, that gives you a bigger boost, basically, to understand that. So you see it, I was like, oh, okay, it was this many people, we got this amount. Okay, now we know we can actually use this to our advantage, kind of. So now it's like you could tell veterans like, hey, look, there's a high number of people getting approved, so submit a claim, especially if it has to do with the PACT Act. Let's see, new enrollees from the PACT Act planning population, VA healthcare and insurance score, benefits experience, community PACT Act. Let's see, total toxic exposure screening. So there was 4 million screenings. Toxic exposure screenings where veteran endorsed at least one potential exposure, 42, 1.7 million. That's a lot. So from September of 2022 to August of 2023, there was 4 million screenings. 2 million of them actually were like, yes, you did have something of potential exposure. There was 348,000 veterans that had more than one potential exposure. That's crazy. Metric term, it has definitions, it has geographical, so it has a breakdown. So at least it gives people the information. It's always good to know, because then now you can have this as a running number. Now I can save this and have it for next year. It's like, hey, how have the numbers improved? How have the numbers changed? And now you can actually have something that you can hold as criteria. The only thing is does this continue? How long do they continue to do this for? Because the thing is knowing how they like to do things, they're going to say, oh, well, we had this many people get approved, though we don't need to keep these stats. And that's where we fall into that problem, where we ain't going to get the information we need, because people are just going to be like, well, don't need it. Yeah, we got people that signed up. That's all we needed. We got enough people to sign up. We approved enough stuff, so that should be a vote of confidence for the public to keep on trying to sign up and do that stuff. And that's where we run into issues. Yeah, my kid is still awake upstairs. I can hear the footsteps. There goes that for trying to do some work while kid is napping. Give me a second, y'all. I have to be back. I gotta. Yeah. So there goes that. I think that will be one of the biggest issues when it comes to streaming, where a kid just decides that she doesn't sleep when I put her down to sleep. Um, so it makes it difficult to keep on making stuff, creating stuff. So, like I said, this is a Thursday check-in. We'll try to do something. At least try to see if we could try to do this maybe at least every day. Try to get maybe, just a quick like check in with people, see how people are doing, how everybody's going. Got any questions with their VA claims or any of the sort, just try to give them the information or at least point it into. Now that I'm doing it this way, I have found a way that basically if I do have my computer here, I can at least save links and stuff like that off the computer and then just type it into the chat through my computer. So at least we've got a workaround there. Now, if I'm out and about, that's where we're gonna have an issue where I can't just put information in or be able to spotlight the information so that y'all can visually see it on your phones. But that's what we're working on here. The next state I am currently working on is Alaska. Alaska, yeah, Alaska's the next state where it's just working on tax benefits, educational benefits. Like I said, it's a long grind to do this. And I try to use like Chat GPT to do stuff, but the thing is, Chat GPT isn't always dependable as a source. It can give you information or at least point you in the right direction. I was gonna try to use that as a bot within the chat, so like if somebody had a question, it would randomly answer that question, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I have to still dedicate more resources to figure it out. Um, I would have to probably most likely sign up for the upper level one to get better responses and quicker responses. Which, unless I'm going to be using it on a more in depth basis, I don't think I'm going to be doing that because I think it's like $20 a month. But if I'm streaming daily and we're doing these daily streams and people are able to, ask a question and you can view the question on there. It definitely helps because then you have the ability to see that. You have the ability to gain that information right off the bat, and I don't have to worry about anything crazy. Um, but we still do our Sunday workshops, which is working on this. We are up to Michigan right now, so it's still going to be at least a couple more workshops to go through and do all the state stuff. And then from there, I'll make a video for each state, just like simplified, like, hey, Alabama state property tax exemptions, and I'll just do it like that. And I'll make a video which looking at it and just going over it. Like if I do the why isn't it open? So if I do the laws and I go over it, I can just try to like make little snippets and just talk over it as I'm like scrolling through the law that assesses property tax exemptions for veterans, and I'll just make it a quick short video, probably going to be less than 5 minutes, just me talking about it, depending on the state, because some states have more benefits than others. And then that way, if people need or find more information on that state, they can at least leave a comment on that video. Then I know at least to look into it, and then I can add more stuff into it. So that's always a plus when it comes to it. But yeah, I found this PACT Act information stuff, which I think would be very, very beneficial to people. What I was trying to find was information on the upcoming changes, because it's like you see that the upcoming changes for like GERD, IBS, all that stuff is coming in, but there's no like direct link where it's just like, hey, click here, get this information, and you can use this information. So I'm trying to see if there's a site that we can find through the VA that basically directs you to this, so that when it comes to any updates and stuff like that, there's a easy way to do it. Because there's the VA News top story. There's the top stories one, with VA News. So the VA News for right now: VA offering updated COVID-19 vaccines. VA updates disability rating schedule for the. Okay, so here it is. So we can go over this. Let me see. Does it actually have us? Okay, so we're just gonna go through it. Today, VA announced an update to the VA schedule for ratings disability, specifically pertaining to digestive conditions. The changes add or modify rating criteria for 55 medical conditions in the rating schedule that incorporate medical advancements for treating certain disabilities and modern medical knowledge to compensate veterans more accurately. The three biggest changes that will impact you as veterans include the new evaluations for celiac disease, irritable bowel syndrome, and hemorrhoids. Celiac disease, an autoimmune disorder that impacts how the body processes gluten, will have its own rating criteria specifically designed to address its disabling effects. Veterans with this condition were previously granted service connection and evaluated by analogy using rating criteria that range from 0 to 30%. Now, under a specific diagnostic code, veterans will be eligible for an evaluation ranging from 0 to 80%. So that is a major increase, because before you could only go from 0 to 30, now you can go from 0 to 80. That's a major increase right there. That's at least an extra 50 points people can get. VA will now adjust the rating criteria for evaluating irritable bowel syndrome, known as IBS. Previously, VA offered 0, 10, and 30% evaluations for the condition. Under the new criteria, veterans may be entitled to 10, 20, or 30% evaluations based on the frequency of symptoms. So basically, it's no longer going to be a 0, so you will automatically get a 10% now for irritable bowel syndrome as long as you have it. Before it was either 0, 10, or 30. Now it's 10, 20, or 30. So still gives you either 20 or 30, which is a different basis. The adjusted evaluation for both internal and external hemorrhoids. Previously, VA assigned a 0% evaluation if the condition was identified as mild or moderate. For more severe findings, a 10 or 20% evaluation was warranted. With the new rating criteria set in the rating schedule, mild or moderate hemorrhoids will now qualify for the 10%. Oh, so with this one, they basically lowered it. Now you can only get 10% no matter what you have with it. Okay, so we do have the website here. Okay, so I'm going to put in copy. So change upcoming. Let me just type this in because I can type it in on my computer, because you can't type on phone, which is ridiculous. Now the question is can I pin stuff over here? It doesn't let me pin it, because that would be something I would like to. Okay, pin message. Okay, so now it's pinned on there. So now anybody that wants to read into it will be able to find the rating disabilities and the digestive system. I could probably go and make a video on this, just basically like, hey, we're gonna go through every single change that the digestive system is going to encounter while going through it. That'll be a long ass video though, so I don't even think I would have to like split this up into different videos because it's 57, I believe it's 57 different. Okay, so it does have the schedule of ratings at the bottom. I guess it gives a more in-depth explanation per each one on this document. But then, yeah, you have the ability to go ahead, check on the document, look into it, get the information you need. And hey, this should help a lot and benefit a lot of veterans when it comes to just filing a disability claim and maybe perhaps getting extra percentages here that can help get you to that 100% because of the ones that are available. Because you have issues with the soft tissue and tongue, nothing, lips, injuries of the lips, disfigurement codes. You would have to go to the other one. You have issues with your esophagus that can range from 0 to 80. Issues with your tongue, like loss of tongue, 30 to 100. You have gastroesophageal reflux, GERD, 0 to 80. So with that one is documented history of recurrent or refractory esophageal strictures causing the sun. It's a lot of big words. My apologies. Barrett's esophagus, peritoneum, adhesion of partial bowel obstruction that is either inoperable and refractory to treatment or requires total parenteral nutrition, 0 to 100, 0 to 80. Chronic complications of upper gastrointestinal surgery, 0 to 80. Peptic ulcer disease, 100%. Gastritis, chronic. Cirrhosis of the liver. That one is interesting because I would like to know how you connect that. How does one connect cirrhosis to the? Because we all drank, so that's without a doubt there. So how do you connect that? How do you connect? How do you connect cirrhosis of the liver? Chronic biliary tract disease, gallbladder removal, irritable bowel syndrome. Let's see what else they got. Crohn's disease, diverticulosis. Don't know what that is. Intestine small resection, intestine large resection, rectum impairment of sphincter control. So like you can't control when you go to the bathroom. Rectum and stricture, rectum prolapse, hemorrhoids, external or internal, is now 10 or 20. So before it was either 0. Well, it explains the changes. Hernia, including femoral, inguinal, umbilical, ventral, incisional, and other, but not including ventral, is 0 to 100. So if somebody suffers from a hernia because of the military, that is a good percentage right there. Irreparable hernia, you can get up to 20. Oh no, but it goes at the different levels. So depending on how irreparable it is, even though that should make no sense. If it's irreparable, it's irreparable. But depending on what you're able to do with it is how they're going about it. Chronic liver disease without cirrhosis can get you 100%. Pancreatitis, 100%. Liver abscess doesn't give. Oh, see, like so, like a liver abscess, it'll give you a 100% rating for 6 months from the date of initial diagnosis. Then from there, they have to test you 6 months after to evaluate you and give you a proper thing. So, okay. Well, at least we know. I was like, this is there. Save this. I have to save this as a document. Just put this as. I know I have a thing somewhere, a folder. I have to do a better job of organizing all the stuff I have because there's gonna be a bunch of documents and stuff that I'm gonna be able to produce for y'all so y'all can see and have. And I need to figure out where the hell I'm keeping all this shit because. So disability rating changes, digestive system. Yeah, because I was streaming earlier. I was streaming on Twitch, playing some Apex, then decided to switch over to this. So, like I said, this is just a Thursday check-in. These won't be super long. Like we've gone for 30 minutes, so we might even cut it short now. But this is something just to get daily check-in. Just check in with vets, check in with people in the military, see how y'all doing, make sure everybody's okay. If anybody got a question or want to chat or just pop up, that way we can, try to establish something. The thing is it might just be random, a random time that we just do it, like maybe a little quick half-hour skit of, hey, this was going on, how y'all doing, hope everyone is well, we're checking in on this, or we found this information. But we have the changes for the schedule of rating disabilities in the digestive system. And if you are interested in any updates, you got to make sure to go to the VA News, check that out, and we'll go from there. I'm gonna put these into the video, and just we'll go ahead and talk about that. I'll put it in the description of the video so that way people tune in. It's just that Thursday check-in, updates to digestive system disability rating. But appreciate y'all turning in, Arian. Appreciate you, my man. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We'll catch y'all tomorrow at some point, and we'll see y'all then. Signing out. Peace.